whore, traitor, queen. That's how Rome wrote her into history, the woman who betrayed Britain, the queen who sold her own people for power. But what if the story is wrong? What if the most hated woman in ancient Britain wasn't a coward at all, but the shrewdest survivor of her age? Because while Boudica's rebellion ended in slaughter, Cartimandua's people lived. Survival at the price of betrayal. So was she villain, traitor, or a whore? No, she's Britain's smartest queen. The 1st century CE. Rome had invaded Britain, but the island was far from conquered. Dozens of tribes fought, negotiated, and resisted. At this crossroads, 2 queens rose to power, Boudica of the Iceni, who became a legend of defiance, and Cartimandua of the Brigantes, who became a warning of betrayal. The Brigantes controlled the north, the largest tribe in Britain. Their land was vast, their power immense, and at their head stood Cartimandua, a queen facing an impossible choice: resist Rome and risk annihilation, or ally with them and risk her people's hatred. Cartimandua ruled with her husband Venutius, but she held the real power. Rome watched closely. The Brigantes could tip the balance of Britain's future. Then came Caratacus, the hero of the British resistance. Defeated by Rome, he fled north, seeking sanctuary in Cartimandua's court. Here was her test: protect him and defy Rome, or hand him over and secure her throne. She chose Rome. Caratacus was delivered in chains. To her people, this was treachery. To Rome, it was loyalty worth rewarding. And this is where history splits. Was Cartimandua a coward, or was she the only ruler who understood that you don't fight an empire, so you survive it? To answer that, we must look at Boudica. When Rome violated her family, she chose defiance. She raised a massive revolt, burned Londinium, crushed Roman garrisons, and for a brief moment shook the empire itself, but it ended in blood. Rome annihilated her army. 70,000 Britons were killed. The Iceni were destroyed forever. Boudica's name became legend, a martyr of freedom, but her people paid the price in blood. Cartimandua chose differently. She bent the knee. She angered her tribe. She lost her honor in the eyes of Britain, but her people survived. So which queen was right? The one who chose glory, or the one who chose survival? Cartimandua's story didn't end with Caratacus. Soon scandal erupted. She divorced her husband Venutius and took his armor-bearer as her new consort. To Roman writers, this was proof of her corruption: a faithless wife, a scheming queen. But what if it was something else? By casting aside Venutius, she weakened a rival. By marrying anew, she strengthened her own position. To Rome, it was gossip. To her enemies, it was betrayal. To her, it was politics. Venutius struck back. Civil war tore Brigantia apart. Twice Rome sent legions to rescue her. Twice she survived, not because of her people's loyalty, but because she had Rome's favor. But alliances are fragile. Eventually, Rome had greater wars to fight. Venutius seized his chance. He rose again, this time without Roman interference. Cartimandua's power crumbled, and then silence. History loses her. No glorious death in battle. No heroic last stand, just absence, a queen who disappears from the record, erased. So why do we remember her only as a traitor? Part of the answer lies in who told her story. Roman historians, men with their own agendas. To them, a queen who schemed, divorced, and ruled through politics was immoral. Where a man would be called shrewd or ruthless, Cartimandua was branded adulteress, whore, traitor. It's a pattern we see again and again. Cleopatra, Messalina, powerful women rewritten as monsters, while their male counterparts are praised as strategists. What if Cartimandua wasn't the villain of her people, but the only queen who understood how to keep them alive? History loves heroes who die in battle. We build statues to martyrs, not survivors. Boudica earned her glory in fire and death. Cartimandua earned her survival in compromise and shame. So which matters more, glory or survival? Whore, traitor, queen, or maybe Britain's smartest ruler?